officially winter up here in these streets, but don't you worry, don't you fret. For the next hour or so, we'll be keeping you warm. As you can see right now, I'm in the heart of Braamfontein, right in front of the Nelson Mandela Bridge, but we will be taking you to the Mbali Safari Lodge, where we'll be exploring glamour camping. Good morning, Trendz. It's like 5:30 in the morning. It's really, really cold. We're about to go on a safari. We're in the proper bush. We're at the Mbali Safari Lodge in the Kruger National Park, and there's no fencing around here, so animals could have eaten me last night, but the accommodations were absolutely great because this is glamping after all. So we're going to take you on our safari, so join us. It's only my guide and I as we get into our own special safari vehicle, brave the cold and the creatures of the dusk, and take off into the darkness. And here we go. We find a special spot and wait. The sunrise is amazing. It creeps up on the horizon and lights the world. It is definitely worth getting up that early to view. All of nature is quiet as we sit and just watch the day unfold. Then, with the sun rising over us, we begin our morning safari. It's cold and not much to see as most of the animals are hiding from prying eyes, but it's the opportune time for a quick selfie with our guide. Then it's back on the road again. We drive almost aimlessly, chatting as we go. Then, in our distraction, we are alerted to the fact that there is something rustling in the thicket. The white rhinoceros, or squared-lip rhinoceros, is the largest extant species of rhinoceros. It is the most social of all rhino species, but this one is skittish and shy and apprehensive. We sit and watch quietly so as not to spook him. The last thing we want is a rhino charging at us. From then on, the hits just keep coming. We had our very own close encounter of the wild kind. Is that a male or a female?
It's a young male. You can see a lot smaller than the others.
And why is it coming so close to the vehicle?
Just out of curiosity. Hyenas generally have this curious nature, coming to investigate the vehicle and smell tires, all of that.
And don't they nest this time of the year though?
They do have den sites, but it's not necessarily this time of the year. It's all times of the year whenever the female actually falls pregnant. But they do have a little den site. So we've got a big family that hangs around Hamilton's, and another big family that hangs around at Hoyo and Bali side. So there are quite a few of them around there.
You said earlier that they had a big kill a while back.
Yeah, they killed a buffalo in front of one of our lodges, Hoyo. So they are actually very good hunters, believe it or not. They do actually go out and hunt, not just scavenge.
In an unexpected twist of events, we stop in the middle of nowhere, where our guide becomes our bartender. So what do we have here?
Okay, we've got a bit of everything. We've got some nice hot chocolate, coffee, tea. I can do a bit of everything. I can do coffee and hot chocolate. Whatever you want.
Coffee
and hot chocolate. Bush special.
Yes, okay. Bush special.
So I'm going to put a little bit extra hot chocolate, just make it an extra hot chocolate.
Extra hot chocolate.
Extra hot chocolate, just to make it really nice.
Okay, so you stopped in the middle of literally nowhere?
Absolutely nowhere.
How do we know we're not going to get eaten?
Well, I generally like to stop in these quite big, safe, open areas, so you can actually see what's going down, see what's happening, just to make sure. And it's just one of my favorite stopping spots.
So have you ever stopped somewhere and everybody's gotten out and then there was like an animal?
Definitely. Well, generally we try and stop, as I said, where we don't see animals, but obviously sometimes along the line things do actually come and join us. I've had many animals actually join me. I've had elephant, buffalo, rhinos just popping out from behind the bushes, not really knowing that they were there.
So it's not like a mad rush, grab everything, run away?
Depends on how close they actually get to us. Okay. But generally we do just sort of watch them. There we go. Hot chocolate bush special. Hot chocolate bush special. Yeah, so it can be quite different. But as I said, I've had many things join me. But depending on how close they get, generally we can just watch them by. They see us and then they move off. As long as we don't bump into them immediately, then they're fine with us. Perfectly all right.
And do you only do the coffee stops in the morning?
Yeah. Well, on very cold days in the afternoon, I do offer it to everybody. Just it's a break. Instead of having those ice cold drinks in the afternoon for sundowners, we have a nice hot cup of coffee in the afternoon. Just a little bit nicer.
Okay, so in the distance we have an elephant somewhere down there.
Somewhere down there. He's just peering at us through the gap down there, but quite a distance. You can see him flapping his ears all the way down there.
And if he gets closer, what if he starts charging? What would make them charge first of all?
If we really just irritate him, if we're really ignoring all the signs, but generally they'll give you a lot of warning signs before they actually do charge. Head shake, ears wide open, head raised up, all that sort of stuff. But long before he gives any of that, we would have moved into the vehicle. As soon as he starts coming closer, you'll see that if he does see us, he lifts his head up, ears wide open. That's him acknowledging us. Then at that point, I'll usher everybody into the vehicle. I'll sort everything out, and then depending on the situation, we might drive off or stick around.
So earlier we saw a rhino.
Yeah, the white rhino.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between the black and the white rhino?
So the big difference is you're going to notice in the mouth. So your white rhinos, they've basically got what we call a wide lip. So it's this flat lip like that. Generally they're grazers, so basically this flat lip that walks around eating the grass. Whereas your black rhino have got this like hook lip or V lip shape in the front of their mouth. Also white rhinos considerably bigger than your black. Your black rhinos maybe 1.5, maybe 1.8, a very big bull. White rhinos maybe 2.5 tons, also very big bulls then. But also white rhinos heads generally always down like the big boy that we saw. Black rhinos heads always up, checking around, seeing what's going on.
So you were saying that we didn't want to scare him too much. Why are they so skittish?
Poaching has become a very big problem all over Southern Africa. So they just have nervous dispositions, very much like we have different personalities. Rhinos do as well. So we do have some very relaxed ones, some ones that also quite nervous and they run away. But if you give it time, like the one that we saw, eventually they do actually relax to us. They sort of become habituated to the vehicle as we sort of take it slowly with them.
Yeah. And then he kind of stood around for a while. He was like coming in and standing there for a while. Was he doing that just to check us out? Or?
Just out of curiosity again. Their eyesight is not the greatest, so they can hear and smell very well, but their eyesight is pretty poor. So you could hear the vehicle, maybe hear us talking, hear the engine running. So he wanted just to check out what was actually going on, seeing what's what.
And in the case that he would feel threatened, what would he do?
Most of the time, all your animals, when they feel threatened, is they actually run away. It's only if you maybe corner them in a position where they can't actually get away, that's when they'll actually provoke a charge. Or if you just get too close to them, right into their comfort zone, then just like we have our boundaries, animals do as well.
Okay, great.
Quite interesting.
So we wouldn't be having coffee with the rhino standing like there?
Oh no, not just over there. We'll stop further up the road or something like that. As I said, if they come and join us, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
But you sort of watch how they react when they come towards the vehicle.
It's a short drive back to camp, and being ravenous from our journey, we are treated to an amazing buffet breakfast. There is no ambient music to set the tone. Instead, I am serenaded with the sounds of nature as I enjoy my breakfast overlooking the pool. There is nothing better than enjoying your coffee in the real outdoors, accompanied of course by the luxuries that come with glamping. After breakfast we do a bit of exploring. There is a tree smack bang in the middle of the main lobby, and it's not just a prop. You can actually see it as it extends outside the building, right through the roof. This spot right here is a perfectly picture-worthy moment. It's not quite glamping, but it is still glamour, and we are still in the deep and we are still unfenced. The rooms are breathtaking standalone units. You have to be escorted by a porter to and from your room. Each room has the luxury of a little jacuzzi, if you're brave enough to get in amidst the sounds of the baboons in the trees just above you. It's a beautiful getaway and a refreshing change from the beach scene. Well, Trendz, as you know, we are more interactive, so catch us on Instagram or on Twitter on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag TrendzTravel. Tag us, like us, follow us, send us your pictures. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, today we discuss the general practitioner or GP.
So the quality of the doctors coming through our medical schools is excellent.
Your GP is your family doctor. Your GP is your first point of care.
Who determines how much a consultation fee should be?
We set up networks of general practitioners, and one of the conditions of the network was to agree to charge a certain fee.
Specialists are specialists. We can't take away their role. We can't take away what they do for each patient in their disease entity.
Our specialist colleagues as well don't appreciate patients coming straight off the street, as it were, to see them. They're highly trained.
For health tips that will help you to adopt healthy living, catch Health Talk every Saturday from 9 to 10.
SABCnews.com is your one-stop digital portal to all the news you need. With a website that is easy to use on mobile, SABC News prides itself in being the primary source of public service content across multiple platforms. Watch live streams of all the big news events on the SABC News YouTube channel, which is one of the most viewed South African YouTube channels globally. And catch up on the best of SABC television and radio news. Follow breaking news on all of the SABC News social media platforms. Interact with SABC News on Facebook and stay connected on Twitter for the latest headlines and real-time updates by our reporters. SABC News, everywhere.
Welcome back to Trendz, guys. Now, a while back, I spent some time in Cape Town at the Cullen Hotel, where I got to meet the chef of the Stella Bar, who made me a lovely, delicious winter warmer meal. Do take a look. Okay, great. So what do we have here?
This is one of our new tapas dishes. We've just launched a new tapas menu here at the Stella Bar. This is the French-infused chicken liver. So we've got fresh sage in there. We've got a bit of onion. We've got a little bit of garlic. And we flambe it with a little bit of sherry. And we add a little bit of beef jus, basically, beef stock, a little bit of cream in there, and lightly seasoned, and we just serve it with bruschetta, which I would say bruschetta, and you need to tell me if it pairs well with the wine, because we like to pair all the tapas with a wine selection also, so you need to tell me if it works for you.
Okay, so while I taste this, I want you to tell me what the old menu was, what the new menu is, and explain tapas to me. So I'm going to chew and you explain tapas to me.
Tapas allows you to enjoy a variety of dishes, but on a smaller scale. So it goes back to the old Spanish way of eating, where people would come with little bits of food from their homes and go visit families, and they would all enjoy each other's meals. So it allows you to eat little bits and pieces of everything, so you do have large portions and you do have small portions. So generally when we are 4 people at a table, we can order 4 or 5 small dishes, and it allows you just to taste all the different flavors instead of just governed by one plate. So it's just a bit more, and it's a talking point also. Instead of the serious stiff way of eating, you can actually enjoy yourself a bit more at the table with wine that is paired with the food, of course. And yeah, it allows you more variety when you go out at night.
And just on a side note, guys, this is brilliant. It is soft, it's creamy, it's so nice. I'm going to try the wine with it. What is this? What do we have here?
That's a Caruso, which is it's a rosé, so it's got a bit of a peach flavor color to it. And our sommelier Giorgio has taken the time out to pair all our new tapas dishes with a glass of wine or a bottle, if you want a bottle. Depends entirely upon you and how big your group is, but yeah, we pair them all with a glass of wine, so it just allows different dynamics to your dinner. It allows you as the guest to be more at ease. That you're not pressurized to choose a wine that might not go with the dish. Where we've taken the time to make that selection for you, and if you like it, there's always the opportunity, of course, to have another glass.
Okay, and now, what are the new additions that you're making to the menu?
We've got the Asian Bang Bang lamb balls, which I've worked with the chefs for a while now already. We've got the chicken livers. We've got the crazy chicken wrapped in a bean curd. So yeah, we've come up with some new dishes. We kept some old favorites like the angry duck. We've got an angry duck also on our menu. It is angry, it's a bit spicy. Angry duck is just basically a Thai-infused curry made with duck. It's a specialty here at Stella Bar. A lot of people come here for it. So yeah, we brought back our famous chili poppers also. A lot of people, we had chili poppers, we took it off. A lot of people have requested chili poppers back. So we brought the chili poppers back also. So yeah, we brought a couple of old favorites back and we brought a couple of new ones in also. And yeah, we're getting good reviews so far. So yeah, tapas is working out at Stella.
And so what is the thought process in adding the new things?
I think as food evolves, you have to evolve. So sometimes you bring back a classic, and you throw a couple of spins on it, you know, and you add a little bit of new flavor, the new fusion flavor into it, and you come up with a new dish. So some people prefer the classic, some people prefer a little bit of excitement. People like to have a little bit of twist on their meal. So for me, it's always exciting because food always evolves. You know, Cape Town being a global food destination, you know, it really allows the chefs now to start experimenting more in raising the bar on themselves, not just the bar in Cape Town, but the chefs personally have to push themselves and push the envelope themselves to really compete now at the global scale because of the huge tourism market that is now in Cape Town. So yeah, I mean, each and every restaurant, little hotel, guest house, whatever it is, really has to come and play their part and really has to push the boundaries because we've worked quite hard. All the chefs, I would say, in Cape Town has worked quite hard in Cape Town to really put Cape Town on the food map, you know, and as a destination. So the consistency now at the end of the day, the follow through, everybody just needs to play their part.
Now, on a personal level, I have two questions. My first question is, what was that dish that you made that you thought, I'm so proud of myself, I'm going to be a chef?
I think it was my mom's chicken curry. Yeah, so when I was many years ago, when I was a kid, I learned cooking from my mom. So, and she made a good chicken curry. So when I perfected that and I got her stamp of approval, I think I was just set for chefing. So yeah, that's where it all started for me.
And then my second question on a personal level is, how long have you been doing this, and has this always been something you wanted to do?
I've been doing this now for 22, 23 years, and I've always wanted to be a chef. If it wasn't going to be a chef, I'd want to be a pilot. But chefing won, so I'm a chef.
Now, being a chef, you cooked at home, obviously.
Yeah.
Has there been anything that you've made that your family was like, dude, what is this and why have you made this? And they weren't really enthusiastic?
No, I think when you cook at home, you cook differently than when you cook at the restaurant. You know, at home, you're cooking a little bit more comfort food. You're cooking food that people grew up with. Here and there, I will experiment a little bit with friends and family, whatever it is, but not too heavy. I generally know people's palates quite well that I've known for a while. I think when you are cooking at this level in hotels, in the restaurant, and the clientele that you do have, you sort of have to meet the middle of the road with your flavors. I think a lot of people make the mistake that they make dishes that they like, but not necessarily their clientele. So you need to get that balance right, and you need to know your clientele, you need to know what your market is, and you need to aim for that. And that's important as a chef to understand that and go forward with that. And that could become your winning recipe if you get your balance and your flavors right.
I'm not a huge wine drinker, but if I wasn't having any wine at all, what else would you pair this with?
Probably not with a heavy red wine, a sort of medium, because we're still in winter. This is sort of a little bit of a winter dish. So I would bring in like maybe a Shiraz. I wouldn't bring something like a Pinotage, or maybe bring in a little bit of a Shiraz. Yeah.
Now this does have a bit of a bite to it. Like I was telling you earlier, there's Durban spice, and there's Cape spice, and there's Joburg spice. For me, Joburg spices, it just has a bit of a bite.
And no, it's probably in the sauce. Yeah, no, it's probably in the sauce. Yeah.
So what is the kick that I'm tasting there?
Your kick is that you got always a little bit of garlic in there, and you got your onions in there. So I mean, the spring onions also, and not the spring onions, the chives at the end of the day just lifts it up a little bit. And that's what you need something to do as a chef. You need to add something right at the end that's just going to raise your dish just to the level that you want it to. But you don't want to be too overpowering, you don't want to be underpowering. You just want to get that balance right. So the trick is always something just to add it just before it goes, and it just lifts the dish up to where you want it to be. And by the time it reaches the table, the wine temperature is right, and the food is, the flavor is just right. It's a perfect marriage.
Okay, now I've got a bit of a secret. When I get home, my family's not very enthusiastic about it. But I think that I love to use cream. I don't know why. I just feel like a chef when I use cream. And I saw you put it a little bit in here. How can I use cream to my advantage? Because I see when I put it in, everything is white. And I see
you've got to add as you go along. So I would recommend that you rather add like a little dash and check the creamy and the consistency that you want at the end of the day. Because there are some people just add too much cream, and like you said, it'll just go white, and then it's actually the color that you're looking for. It just changes the whole flavor of the dish. So you can rather add more. You can always adjust the flavors as you go along. But this dish requires that you add the right amount of cream at the right time, because you need to serve it at the correct time to your guests. Also, you can't go and remake it now, because then it spoils the whole dish. So you'd rather add a dash of cream to it, stir it around, taste it, make sure it's the consistency and the flavor that you want. If you need be, you could still adjust with a little bit of more cream, and that's how you go.
Now, what is your indulgent food?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
So do you cook with chocolate? Why do you cook with chocolate?
No, I don't cook with chocolate that much in food. My desserts, so I like chocolate desserts. I have a soft spot for chocolate desserts.
I just love dessert. I think that life is just empty without desserts.
Yeah. What
is your specialty dessert? What is your most favorite thing to make?
Chocolate bomb.
Chocolate bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like heaven.
It's like a mini chocolate lava cake.
Oh.
It's served nice and warm. It's nice and gooey in the center. So yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Try my luck. Is there any possibility that I could have a chocolate bomb at some point?
I'm sure we could prepare you one quickly.
Please.
Sure, no problem.
Great. Thank you very much. I'm going to finish my meal.
Sure.
Then I'm going to come hunt you down.
And I'm going to go wire the bomb.
Yes.
So let me go wire the bomb for you quickly. Sure.
My chocolate bomb.
So chocolate indulgence.
Chocolate. Okay, so this is
chocolate ice cream.
And this is
your chocolate bomb.
Okay, I'm just so excited. I don't know where to start. Wow.
So yeah, chocolate's my my weak spot. So.
It's so good. You have to move in with me. I need to kind of loving all the time.
GPS.
What apart from chocolate are your other specialty desserts?
I think I like a good. I like cheesecake, but I don't like baked cheesecake.
Why not?
No, I just don't. I feel that you're not doing justice to the meal. You're not doing justice to the cheese to bake it. So yeah. Certain things I like and certain things I don't like. I mean, we chefs differ, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I like cheesecake, and I honestly have to tell you, I wouldn't know the difference.
You didn't bake?
I probably would know the difference. Somebody told me.
Yeah.
But I just assumed all cheesecake was baked.
No. You get the set free cheesecake and then you get the baked cheesecake.
Oh, actually, no, I'm being really a little bit dumb here because I've actually seen some non-baked cheesecake recipes on the internet. It's not that I've tried them, but I've seen them.
Yeah. So, chocolate first place, cheesecake second place. Yeah. Yeah, maybe a pavlova. I don't know. No. Yeah, maybe a pavlova also.
Now I have to ask. What are your milk tart skills?
I'm from the Cape Flats. What do you think?
I had to ask.
Of course my milk tart skills are good.
Got some ninja milk tart.
I got some ninja milk tart skills over there. Proof is always in the pudding, I say. So I mean.
Stop eyeing my pudding because I'm not going to share it with you.
No, I'm just chuffed that it came out so good. As the guys, we've been playing around with the flavors and we've tasted one, and I'm happy with it. So that's what's the result at the end of the day. You want good flavors. You want your guests to be happy. You want to be happy at the end of the day also. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, I'm very happy. I'm over the moon happy, and I'm just gonna move because I don't want you looking at it like that. It's making
No. I got an old tray inside. You can have that one. It's fine. I'll give you that one for free. You can have that one.
Great, thank you so very much.
Sure.
And then I just have let's say one final question.
Yeah.
When you move in?
You gotta give me the date.
Tomorrow. Well, you can come with me tomorrow. And
before payday or after payday?
Let's do before payday so that we can work our way up to payday.
Oh, we can work the budget out.
Yes.
I like that.
Thank you so much, Chef. It was lovely having a chat with you. It was lovely eating your food.
Thank you.
And then while those guys go away, I'm going to come back a little bit later on and eat everything in your kitchen.
I got a tray of those for you.
Great.
You got a tray of bombs for you.
Oh, lovely.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Now guys, if you are ever in Cape Town, do stop at the Cullen Hotel, go to the Stella Bar, tell them I sent you, and tag us on Instagram and on Twitter.
As SABC has the new look, independent, impartial, will be having a new ways of policing where everybody is a police and there are less managers and more foot soldiers.
You must be at the forefront of this fight against the killing of young women. Why is it that we find it so easy to kill one another? We were killed by Boers in 1976. Now we are the killers. Can't be.
If this airport's name will not be a constant name, there will be war.
How safe is social media? 25 years into democracy and we're still battling with apartheid. Are we really the so-called rainbow nation?
If we can go there, they will beat us something or chase us away. Kill you also. Or kill you.
Not forgetting the dangers of substance abuse.
When he brought those things and came to us, they were looking so tasty with crushed lemons and strawberry and colorful straws.
Importance of education for all. Is the judiciary and government failing the people of South Africa? These are some of our stories on Cutting Edge. Catch it every Sunday at 5:30.
Well, there's this really beautifully inconspicuous building right here in Braamfontein that houses a number of really, really talented designers. And we've come in here to get away from the cold. And while we're here getting ourselves really warm, I'd like you to take a look at what happened on Africa Day across the continent.
Renowned Nigerian artist and designer Nike Okendaye has a signature look, an assortment of colorful coral beads, bracelets and a headscarf that celebrate her Yoruba heritage. She owns the Nike Art Gallery, one of West Africa's largest, where she has created an environment that embodies her love for African expression through renewed tie and dyed clothes and works from some of Nigeria's best artists.
You are too old now.
There is so many things that we don't even value ourselves, our festivals, our food, our jollof rice. All these things make me feel good. When you travel, the Nollywood, the art, the heritage, the culture, they always stop me on the road. They will say, Africa, Africa. They don't even know where I come from. Then they will say, where are you from in Africa? Then I will say Nigeria. They will say, where's Nigeria? I will say West Africa. So they will say, oh, so we should be proud of whom we are.
Africa Day has been celebrated every year since 1963, when the Organization of African Unity was founded as a final symbol of Africa's independence. The OAU was succeeded by the AU, which is the African Union, and the name and date of the Africa Day has been retained as a celebration of African unity.
You know you are beautiful. You are very special. Welcome, princess. So I always appreciate you.
Nika is mostly known for pioneering a revival of the century-old tie and dye cloth, traditionally called the adire.
They always show the bad parts of the things that happen, maybe 20 years ago, maybe when somebody do this, but it happened all over the world. But they will not say it happened in so country, but they will just be talking about the one that happened in Africa. So I want us to be able to defend our continent.
This year, the day will be marked at the AU headquarters with talks and meetings, focusing on the theme of accelerating youth empowerment for sustainable development.
Kenyan musician Mutoni Drama Queen is a fierce crusader for Africa. She uses her music and her platform as a creative arts activist to speak against corrupt officials and poor leadership and to shout about the untapped potential on the continent. But for Mutoni, Africa Day, marked on May 25 every year, holds very little meaning. While the day commemorates the day the Organization of African Unity, or the OAU, was formed in 1963, it is celebrated differently in parts of the world.
I don't even hate him, I'm just like...
It's true, like, he doesn't have a struggle. Kibaki struggle.
When I think of Africa Day, I think of nothing. It's an abstract idea. I think the only people I've seen celebrating it, the South Africans. I know that there's this one company that puts on a festival, and this is the day that South Africans get to watch Africans, right? Put on shows. Outside of that, it really means nothing to me. I don't stop to think, oh, let's observe it. It has no. I got nothing.
In Kenya, Mutoni says art has an important part to play in fighting corruption and raising awareness.
Do you think there's something today that Africans can...
If Africa Day was to be something, I think that this would be the point, right? A day where there's a deliberate presentation of Africans, so say the broadcasters committing, prime programming of the day or all-day programming to progressive ideas from the rest of Africa, and really making it purposeful, a day for Africans to discover other Africans.
A painting by artist Michael Soy depicting corrupt officials hangs high in her living room. The spirit of the OAU saw the continent's leaders unite around the end of colonialism. But corruption and poor leadership has seen most nations struggle to achieve the goals set at independence. Mutoni says there needs to be a new rallying point, the creativity of the youth who have done much in less than ideal conditions.
Societal ill, like corruption, and make a big statement and a big joke of it, right? So fat cats. I think that the one thing that the leadership of Africa could really rally around would be the creative potential of the youth of Africa. But it seems to me that by far and large, the idea of youth at best is some guys who can do some things for us. They can vote for us, maybe they have energy, they can do some things. And quite often it's just like we are the enemy almost. These young people, they're too radical. They don't have values. They're westernized. But this is the one true thing that all of Africa has, like a youthful population that is extremely, extremely creative. We are the vibranium. I think we are the vibranium. We are literally the source. I do feel, talking to creatives in Zimbabwe. We are the ones who, they paid for our education. Now we have the education, we have the skills, we've worked in different places, we have the innovation, we figured out how to do things even without their support or without their understanding. We know how to do things, we love the continent, we love ourselves, we love the stories, I think that there isn't an African creative I haven't talked to who isn't about Africa by Africans and like very deliberately seeking out other Africans to do things with. I think that this is a thing, this is just like the continued missed opportunity that the leadership just doesn't see the creators and just.
Mutoni's most recent album, entitled She, pays tribute to her feminist ideals. She calls it an Afro-feminist record that celebrates Kenyan music.
Now who's taking over? Who's taking over?
In his home in Marrakesh, artist Lassen Iwi brings out a cutter and gets to work, slicing up squares of used tires to craft his sculptures.
I learned this from my father, who showed me how to make something from nothing, on the notion of nothing lost, nothing created, or transformed. For me, recycling tires is a work who represent myself as an artist who work on this contemporary art.
From dragons to unicorns, Iwi creates his artwork out of tires he collects from a landfill site and a scrapyard.
As I said, nothing lost, nothing created, all transformed, and this is based on the protection of the environment. Having this activity of recycling something spoiled the earth or damaging the earth or the ground that we are living on is. It's a noble action for us as an artist to participate and to put our hands on something spoiling earth and injecting art. For us is a good message for the humanity.
The Moroccan artist believes that there is something noble in recycling tires, injecting art into an object that would otherwise be harmful to the environment.
I wish to be a role model for the next generation to represent Moroccan art as good as it is.
وفعلا طايح عليه الفيك مع سنين ولكن ماشي مشكل.
في اللابوراتوار تقريبا شحال بياسه صغيره كاين هذا كاين هذا القرص
A single sculpture can take anything from a week to 2 months to make. He sells his art and previous work has gone on display in exhibitions in France.
Now, while I spend some more time in this really beautiful venue, I'd like you to take a quick short break and move back right after this with more of Trendz Travel.
News at 9. We go beyond the headlines of the day and breaking news to bring you all the angles and in-depth analysis of stories that impact your life. We are on the ball with all economic stories. Our bureaus around the globe are ready to connect you to events as and when they happen. So join us every day at 9 to zoom in on the day's big stories.
I feel it's a real person.
And it's nutritious and delicious.
It's good. I really like it.
This celebrates being South African. We love our beer, we love our food, we love our music.
For knowing who you are going, you must know where you come from.
I'm excited to be part of this year.
For all your travel trends, catch us every Sunday, 12 midday on Channel 404.
Technology is used for both positive and negative.
Some governments block the internet in times of protest.
With this internet blackout, it's impossible for me to do it, so I have to travel to Douala.
This act is a true violation of the rights of citizens.
In Africa, people are always coming up with innovative ways to use technology to solve some of their problems.
The more interesting piece of technology is actually the artificial intelligence.
AI, it's utilizing data to make your life easier.
On Network, we'll give you Africa's technology and social media news.
Catch Network with Spumelele Zondi every Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Welcome back to Trendz Travel, guys. We're still in Braamfontein, but we've decided to come out of the cold and into apartment 2B. We've decided to look at the finer things in life. Ganbai or cheers. Chinese are falling in love with wine. For some, like 18-year-old student Zulu Yang, it is a drink that sets the mood for a good conversation. For others, like wine tasting event organization Wang Ziwai, wine has provided a new career path.
可能更多是想跟朋友坐在一起，然后更就是以聊天为主这样的事情，然后更多是为了对话什么的这么一个情况吧，而更就是烈性有可能更多是出去 party 啊或者什么的。
Wang is a level 4 diploma holder of the Wine and Spirit Education, or WSET, a British organization that arranges courses and provides wines and spirits qualifications. It opened its first overseas office in Hong Kong in 2016 to cater to high demand for wine and spirit education in China. Since opening her multi-dimensional wine studio in Beijing in 2016, Wang has been frequently organizing wine tasting events, drawing enthusiasts like Zilu, representing China's burgeoning middle class.
其实原来这种形式晚宴的品酒会，可以说做的并不是特别的精致和讲究。但是这2年，行业里面也更多的去探索，怎么样可以让消费者可以有更好的这种整体的感官去这种消费葡萄酒，因为这个东西本身它就是一个怡情比较高端生活化的一个，目前被大家标了一个符号嘛。
Most of Wang's wine selections are imported ones, and a wine tasting dinner could cost up to hundreds of dollars per person, depending on the venue and the drink. Wine is often associated with the now trendy bourgeoisie lifestyle in China, with more focus on the social and cultural aspects of drinking. The wine trade also enjoys increasing interest from younger generations and women who have no appetite for the strong distilled drinks such as baijiu, which have made China by far the world's top consumer of spirits ahead of India.
所以这是一个场域，所以我希望大家就是至少知道我们今天非常简单。就比如说马巴西亚本来，比如说
要喝的呢，就是国外的这种对土地的这种理解，所以我平时选择这个进口酒多。然后呢，这个喝酒的频率呢，我是基本每天都在喝，因为是一个葡萄酒爱好者。基本每天呢是有就餐的时候比如喝，然后呢也会有一些好的酒呢会约上朋友，经常一起分享。然后呢，北京也会参加一些酒的活动，类似这种活动可以学到更多的知识。
Ella Zong, co-founder of WACT, approved program provider Chic Shock in Shanghai, that teaches people everything they need to know about wine, from appreciating different flavors to how to open a wine bottle, says her classes are always in high demand.
中国的话，首先中国人们越来越富有了，那人们对精神上面的追求是越来越高了，所以的话，像我的学生里面很多都是白领或者是经理，甚至是很多都是老板，那他们的话就是对生活有更多的追求了，就是在他们就会懂得去欣赏一个东西，它真正的不是看价格，而是我看到的是，比如说葡萄酒带来的这种生活方式以及它背后的这些文化，所以人们就更有感兴趣了。
China imported 746 million liters of wine, worth about $2.79 billion from all over the world in 2017, representing a 16.88% increase year on year, according to the country's General Administration of Customs. It is set to overtake Britain and France to become the world's second largest wine consumer by value behind the United States by 2020.
在消费者来说，随着这些酒大量的进入，而且呢，价格呢相对比以前更低一些，质量呢，也更有保证，所以这个也是带动葡萄酒，行业整个的产销值的一个增长。
这2天我前2天去新疆也是带着一个美国的一个膏。另外一个是抗冻，对吧？所以这2个说你到底消息，一个是果穗小，松散，所以更像个野生的那种状态。葡萄酒的生产和消费在全世界的范围来说是相对过剩的，所以说开发这种新的消费市场是整个世界葡萄酒产业的一种强烈的愿望。所以像中国来开发这个市场，那么各地的葡萄酒都来了，一下子就显得很热闹。那么另外呢，葡萄酒在以欧洲为代表的这些国家，它的历史积累、产业规模都比较久远、比较强大，所以产品的种类、产品的质量确实比较丰富、比较高。那么呈现在消费者跟前呢，也就大家显得比较认同啊。
我们的酒免费吗？
所以我还在配合你演戏了。
OK 吗？
The chill of winter has officially set in, and I know that you'd like nothing more than to sit on your couch until the warmer days come in, but there is so much to do this month, so here's our gig guide. The weekend of the 8th to 10th June is going to be epic. Johannesburg's Ticket Pro Dome is set to feature this year's hottest event, the Fire and Feast Meat Festival. This year's festival hosts a lineup of culturally diverse chefs, each chosen for their talent and expertise in taste and technique. This quintessential proudly South African weekend-long love affair of meat, fire, braais and music promises to be the event of the year for all discerning diners, foodies, braai masters, butchers and industry experts. On the 9th of June, why not join SAB for a delectable 5-course meal paired with SAB branded beer? A trade brewer guides guests through the pairing, explaining how the mouthfeel, flavor and aroma of each beer enhances the flavors and textures of the food. All of this simply means that you have Father's Day in the bag. Youth Day has quite a few events, starting with one of South Africa's most iconic symbols for the struggle for social and political freedom and justice, Sarafina. Joburg Theatre will be staging the Broadway-renowned award-winning production from the 14th to the 24th of June at the Mandela Stage. Also on the 16th, Dine at Soweto is hosting the Youth Gathering, which is a platform for conversational dinner that bridges the gap between townships and cities through hosting conversational dinners accompanied by African cuisine in different households. Bring along your friends and colleagues for a relaxed evening to share, experience, bounce new ideas, collaborate and meet new people. Staying in Soweto, the Box Shop is hosting an epic food market in Vilakazi Street, celebrating 64 years since the June 16 uprising. The Soweto International Jazz Festival is also underway, making this the place to be on Youth Day weekend. The SIJF is a one-of-a-kind experience which will spotlight the rich cultural currency of the township with a rich supply of international music, art, cuisine, history, luxury accommodation, and adventure and exploration. International Night will feature a dynamic lineup of Pan-African, local, and international artists. Bob James, Grammy Award-winning jazz musician, will be there headlining, along with R&B icon and 12-time Grammy Award nominee Charlie Wilson. Not forgetting another R&B icon and Grammy Award nominee, Deborah Cox. The event will take place at the state-of-the-art Soweto Theatre Complex with indoor and outdoor spaces, vendors, artists, food, workshops and VIP events designed to not only educate but to connect people via the magic of music and art. Staying on the 16th, if you're a foodie, then you will definitely love the Fordsburg Walking Food Tour. Learn about the history and culture of this fascinating suburb of Fordsburg. Starting Father's Day celebrations, let's give dads a great breakaway to take in the RSA versus England rugby match. Borktown goes beyond the 80 minutes on the field. The Supporters Village offers passionate Springbok fans the best alternative to being at the game. Or why not celebrate Father's Day at a whiskey tasting on June the 16th, where 6 different whiskies will be tasted, hosted by Rock at the Design Quarter. June 17th has many ideas in store for fathers. Why not try the Magalies Canopy Tour Father's Day edition? The Magaliesburg Canopy Tour is an eco-friendly adventure activity that takes one on a 2.5-hour journey of discovery through one of the most picturesque gorges of the second oldest mountain range in the world. Houghton Golf Club will be closing the golf course and creating a giant playground with a carnival for dads and children to enjoy the afternoon together. If that's not your thing and your kids are grown, there's always the more relaxed whiskey evening on the 17th of June at the View Boutique Hotel, which includes a 3-course meal, 3 single or double whiskeys, complimentary coffee and a gift bag. The weekend of the 23rd Eco event is overwhelmed to introduce the second Cullinan Diamond Root wine event. Wine produced in Pretoria, Cullinan and the Western Cape will be tasted. Walk around the village, explore curios, crafts and handmade items while tasting wine. The Vaal Wine Route Festival takes place from the 23rd June to 5th August 2018 at over 12 venues in the beautiful Vaal. And yet another wine tasting at De Lema's venue, which includes wine and food pairing box with entertainment. Well, that's all we have for you on today's edition of Trendz Travel. Do remember to catch us next week, same time, same place. And you can catch us on Twitter and on Instagram, Trendz on SABC using the hashtag Trendz Travel. I was your host, Eloise Scoville. Looking forward to seeing you again next time.